What it do, what it do? It's your boy About It Bobby, your new favorite fat getter redneck. Welcome to the shit show we like to call Broken Banner. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you can get notified when we do this shit. Let's get into it.
Bitch, I'm bout it, I'm Bobby, no, I'm bout it on my mama, I'm on go. Country grandma, I'm in hammer, pop that work up on that stove. I've been 10 toes in them.
Guys, the tariffs, Donald Trump, are going to ruin the economy in the few 10 to 11 months. First year, he's going to ruin it, and we need to stop him. He's going to ruin the economy.
A few moments later.
Delivering a big present to investors. The S&P 500 closing at an all-time high on Christmas Eve for the first time in decades. The Dow also closing at a fresh record high. And we've told you about the GDP exceeding expectations this week, growing more than 4%. Income and spending also on the rise. But it leaves former Trump economic advisor Stephen Moore asking, quote, why do pessimistic pundits keep getting Trump's economy so wrong?
These new tariffs are misdirected, unsubstantiated by facts, and harmful to the very workers we represent.
What is this going to do to American families? It's going to clobber them.
Please explain to us why time and time again, for months upon months, we have heard the naysayers talking, warning of an expected downturn or a recession, blasting tariffs. Now the data doesn't lie. 4.3% GDP growth with predictions of a stronger 2026. Those comments, by the way, were from this past week.
Precisely, Griff, and again, Merry Christmas to you as well. Look, Democrats can only succeed in gain back power if the Trump economy does not do well. So their allies in the media are going to push this narrative that things are not going well despite all the green we just saw on the screen as far as everything going in a very positive direction. I mean, as you mentioned, the GDP is doing great. Core inflation is down. Gas prices are down, Griff, to the point where there are some states where a gallon of gas is well below $2 per gallon. In places like Tennessee, Texas, Colorado, Utah, on average, it's below $3 per gallon. Food prices are leveling off. Wages are up. Trillions are now being invested into the country, and billions are being raised by tariffs. But here's the big stat here, Griff. Since April 2nd, Liberation Day, S&P up 23%. NASDAQ up 35%, Dow Jones up 16% when we were told the stock market was going to crash and we're probably going towards a recession. So, yeah, they got it wrong again. Not exactly breaking news.
And what do you make of this? You know, we're hearing from Kevin Hassett and Howard Lutnick and others that because of what the president is doing, his economic plan that has delivered this GDP over 4% with deregulation, tax cuts on their way in 2026, that things are going to get better. But yet there are naysayers saying, no, that's never going to happen.
Well, that's the thing, right? The big, beautiful bill doesn't kick in until about a week from now in 2026. The Trump tax cuts come into play. No taxes on tips come into play. Everything is moving in such a positive direction. So, yeah, if you're an investor right now, and I've spoken to my financial guy, 2026, he thinks, along with many other people, is going to be even better than 2025. And that's not good news for Democrats if they want to take back the House in the midterms.
Now that you've seen that the TikTok soy boys and the Democratic left, the radical people, lied to you, and ultimately, hey, they've just wanted you to depend on them for a long time and don't understand trade and how the government should be ran, and tariffs and things of that nature. We just seen, right? Here's the kicker. When people scream affordability, like CNN's Jake Tapper and other ones, right? There can only be two outcomes here, right? Because we have now seen more record spending than ever before. So people who are out there screaming, I don't have the money, wages, affordability. Okay. Either it's the case that people like me who have been saying, hey, Americans aren't good with money. They're spending in record number because they're stupid and don't care about the affordability crisis. Or it's the case there is more money in their pockets and they just seem to not see it. I hope it's the case that people choose to not see, hey, wait a minute. Whether it's 10 to 20 to 30 to $100, more money in my pocket. How am I spending more? Look, people don't understand the tariffs, and let me explain something to you. Tariffs are a good thing. Here's why. It causes competitiveness in the market. Sorry, Southern accent got in the way. It causes people to compete, right? So if I own a business, right, here, I'll explain it this way. If I own a business that sells toilet paper and this guy owns a business that sells toilet paper, the tariffs are directly going to impact us, not you, us, right? Because we have to pay it, right? Now, I could do one or two things. I could say, well, hey, I'm doing better than this guy. I'm just going to make my customers pay the difference. I'm going to make them pay for these tariffs. The big bag company owner is going to do that, right? It's going to trickle down. Well, this guy says, hey, I'm just going to eat the cost somewhat and maybe go up a tiny bit, just a tiny, tiny bit, a couple cents, right? The outcome of that is going to be this guy, I'm going to lose people. This guy's going to start selling more because, hey, he only went up a couple cents while I went up a whole $1, $2, $10 like people thought these tariffs were going to do, right? If we have competitiveness in the marketplace, prices will come down. People don't understand how prices are generated through companies and the marketplace. If you choose to keep buying these high-priced things, why would the company change their price? The guy, me, who is selling the toilet paper that says, hey, I'm going to make you pay for my tariffs. I'm going to make you pay $10 more. If you keep buying my product when it costs more than this guy, why do I care? You're right. There are companies out there that have done that tariffs, not across the board. We've seen the numbers, not across the board, that will directly impact the price, right? But again, if you choose to keep paying that highest price, I don't know what to tell you because, again, I'm not going to change my price. Why would you? A lot of people don't take steps back and think, hey, if I owned a business and people were dumb enough to keep paying this price, why I need to change it? Why fix it if it ain't broke? The only time prices come down is when people say, hey, I'm not going to buy that product. Now, the TikTok soy boys and the Democrats want you to believe because of what Trump's doing, the economy is going to make a turn for the worse. Chuck Schumer's an idiot. Tim Kaine did you see his haircut? That should tell you all you need. Look at his haircut. Stupid. Anyway, shave that shit off, man. Look, all jokes aside, people who are screaming affordability right now, really take a look at your paychecks, take a look at your pockets, and say, hey, when this big, beautiful bill gets done and taxes come around and other things, is there more money in my pocket? To the naysayers who say, well, you're not going to get that much back on tax. Bitch, it's more than what I got back last year. It's more than what your fucking Democratic side gave me. Hey, guess what, Dick? Biden didn't give me any tax refund no tax on overtime, regardless of whether if it was $10, Dick. Beggars can't be choosers, and ultimately, the average American person doesn't budget, doesn't know, hey, I'm spending more money because I got more money in my pocket. But yet, we're all out here screaming affordability. It makes no sense to me. Look at the numbers, man. The data does not lie. Your perception, which has come across the residuals of the 4 years you had to live through with gas being $3 and things of that nature, $4, almost, here in Michigan. Hey, bud, look at gas prices now. Look at energy costs and other things, and understand the current inflation rate now in this economy, right, if you look at the blue states, you should go listen to Scott Bessent and actually do some research. It's the blue states now, out of the red states, that have the most inflationary rate for products. It's not a hard concept. I think Gretchen Whitmer's an idiot. I think the property taxes we have to pay here in Michigan are stupid, but they don't care. They don't care. You people keep voting blue while you see these people down in Florida and other red states that are trying to end property taxes and other things, trying to put more money back in your pocket. Oh no, they don't care. They care about corporations. Keep letting the people lie to you. Now, I'm not saying the conservative side is all honey buns, sunshine, and rainbows. There are people on the Republican side that I can't stand, that I think their policies are shit. But there are more people on the left that I also think their policies are way more shit, like Democratic Socialists, AOC, Zoran Mamdani, Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders is just old. I hear all these people go out there and say, oh my God, look at all these old fucks in Congress and the Senate. Bernie has been sitting there a long ass time, dog. Bernie is old. Get his old ass. How do y'all relate to Bernie? Just because he say you should get free shit? Is that why you relate to him? If I told you and lied to you and said you was going to get free shit, I probably could be in the Senate right now. That's crazy. Instead of looking at the receipts of what these people actually do. Like when Bernie was running for president and talked about livable wages, but wasn't giving his people on the campaign trail livable wages. People should make above $15 an hour and all this. What was he paying his people? Y'all seem to forget about that, or at least don't watch, because CNN and all these other left-leaning ABC, left-leaning media outlets, the legacy media, doesn't report on it, right? And the TikTok soy boys definitely aren't, because it doesn't fit their narrative. But you should ask them about it. You should say, hey, Harry, Dean, Parker, hey, I thought you guys said the tariffs were going to end us. They were going to end the economy. The data says it's helping. And then they're going to look at you and say, well, do you really think stuff went down? Have you been to the grocery store? While their mommy and daddies go to the grocery store for them, and they don't look at prices, and they do a quick Google search to say, hey, look, this is much higher than when Biden was president. What about across the board, dog? What about across the board? And what about that 9.1% inflation rate in like 2022 that you guys didn't want to harp about? And, what's the inflation rate now? Anyway, man, I like numbers. The data says it. You guys are spending way more than apparently you must got money in your pocket because the spending's there. And the tariffs must be helping because look at the GDP. Anyway, see you on the next one. Have a good one. FYF. Peace.
Bitch, I'm Bobby, no, I'm bout it on my mama, I'm on gold. Country grandma, I'm in hammer, pop and work up on that stove. I've been 10 toes in the